All right. Just jumping on real quick here to test some things in preparation to bring the live stream back. So I just wanted to see how all this stuff works together and make sure I'm not lagging and all of that good stuff. So really I'm here for just testing. And then I also want to see, how all the stuff works together. Now I've been on the fence about, doing a live stream again, because, I just want to stay focused on, I've been doing a lot of work internally to improve myself as, for trading and improve the strategy. And then, I woke up this morning and I saw how low the low vol, and decided, I figured it was probably going to be a quick day, a short trading day for me, and it was. Only took 2 positions. I will probably break down into that a little bit later, and then I can, that give me a lot of space to go ahead and test out the stream this morning before I actually make it official to bring the stream back. So that's what I'm here for right now, and I probably maybe even do a little narration. We'll see. Just gonna go with the flow. Be water. Let me get my music going. I think this is a good opportunity to test all of this stuff out. Oops. Well, why don't you start from the beginning? Just bear with me for anyone that may be watching. So then one of the main reasons I wanted to test this out to see how streaming would work. Okay. To see how streaming would work with everything else that I got going on. Because I'm running a VM, I'm running Sierra chart, and I'm running multi-charts. And of course I gotta do OBS to bring the stream through. And then to see how this looks on the my chart setup looks, the layout. So as for right now, everything looks to be working smoothly. I thought I was gonna have some lag when I was, setting everything up. It seemed like things wanted to lag, and I'm gonna even try to run some trades through in sim mode, of course. So right now, the screen that you're seeing, that's one of the Leeloo accounts. Let me see if just to run over that real quick. Took a long position within like the first few minutes. Price action read, it was just it resulted in a scalp. Went long one more time. Had to rotate and hold that into the profit of the day, where we, eventually saw some buying come off PR +1. See, it'd be nice. I'm also looking at this while I'm looking at what you can see versus what I can see. And one thing about, okay, there we go. So I couldn't see my mouse at first. Now I can see it. Once I click, now I can see the mouse. Okay, interesting. What if I go away from it and come back into it? All right. That's gonna work. And it was like, so these trades that I took earlier, they were not easy because it was like really choppy. And you know, the price was just flashing all over the place. I had to be, you know, extremely patient and then use my experience to kind of hold a position so it could play out like it needed to. And I expected that with the, you know, with the low volume when I woke up this morning, also knowing that it was relative to the power range or to the neutral zone, that it was kind of a low volatility day as well. And you know they're gonna, it's mostly expecting mostly wholesale, and them to just really be whipping that price around, doing whatever they got to do to, because price has to move. Price absolutely has to move. So, and we have participants that must participate no matter who else is participating, no matter how much retail there is, no matter how many wells there are in the market. They have to execute in some way, shape, or form. So knowing that price is going to move, but it's probably going to move quickly. The goal for the day, or my aim for the day, was to get maybe 1 or 2 trades in and just be done with it. And then that'll give me plenty of space to do this testing here. And in the meantime, there will be some moments where things will slow down and it won't be price won't be moving around so quickly. That's right, you see right there, as I scroll back over, price was hanging out around 400 and it just shot up real quickly to 430. So that's really, you know, in hindsight, you looking at this chart, it looks like a nice, easy day to trade, but you got to take in account for, you have to account for volatility, especially on these low volume days, which is why I usually don't trade these low volume days. I mean, to be honest, when I woke up and I saw the low volume, I almost decided to stay in bed. But knowing myself, I knew that wasn't going to be a thing, that I was going to more than likely at least get up and record it and watch it. There's a strong value in just watching charts move to where you gain experience and you get used to seeing the price movement to where you can start building your foundation around that. And in the beginning, when you're starting, it's going to look foreign, and everything is going to look like it's just moving around unpredictably and super fast, and it's hard to make sense of it. But the more you watch it live especially, but even like going back and doing replays, you can start to see the patterns, and you can start to see how price typically moves. And understanding, one of the biggest things that it still surprises me to this day, one of the biggest beliefs that I see in the general population, is that basically that price can just move in one direction forever. So like you have a lot of retail traders, or a lot of people that really are not very familiar or don't have a deep knowledge of this environment, that believes, and it's even hard for me to say it because I just can't understand how people can think that things can just go to zero without any kind of response. So as I say that, I do I understand where it comes from. There's a lot of fear that's put out, and a lot of narratives that are put out from mainstream and from the, let's just call them the experts that you find on YouTube and on different websites and different social media platforms, that put out a lot of things that it's their beliefs. So for them, whatever you believe is the truth. So whatever you believe in, that's what you're gonna see. So if you believe that price can do this one thing and you really believe in that, you're gonna see the evidence to that belief. So what they're saying, they're not necessarily trying to scam anyone, and I'm not talking about everybody, of course. I'm just talking about certain people. They're not necessarily trying to scam. There's people out there, they're not necessarily trying to scam people and try to tell people false information or bad information. They're actually being honest. It's just they're being honest from their perspective and from their truth, if that makes any sense at all. So You know, these are things that I've been thinking about lately, that while I'm got the mic on and I'm recording and I'm doing all this stuff, you know, just let it flow. So in terms of what we're looking at right now, I wasn't really expecting anything major to happen today, other than what we're getting. A lot of range bound, you know, price movement. They're holding price between PR plus 1 and PR plus 3 in the bullish zone. Now anything can happen. We can go for a rally. We can have what I call, you know, the predator movement, to where, you know, it's basically a trap. They paint the picture that price is going to go in one direction. They get as many people involved in that direction as they can, and then they just pull the rug. And you know, when I say pull the rug, I don't necessarily mean short. We can, you know, just they take price in the opposite direction of where they was painting the picture, to where they got a lot of the participants to jump in so they can, you know, build liquidity to move price in the direction that they needed to move. It's just the business of trading. And right now we're looking at inventory the main inventory that I'll be looking at is at 380, between 380 and 370. But we got a micro inventory, or I call this the mid. So on the supply and demand side of the game, you have inventory down here and you have supply up here, right? Basic stuff. In between that, you can also have supply and demand, but I just call that the mid-range or the mid-level. But so I have an inventory right here, 370, or 380 to 370, and then also another inventory zone here in this 395 range. You can also kind of look at supply up here above, let's just call it 415 and 430. So, you know, that's kind of how I break the market down into sections, and then I can just do what I do from there. As a matter of fact, that's what I was supposed to be doing before I went on my little rant there. Let me put this in sim, because I just want to test these things out. I want to test what kind of lag I may have by running this live stream and doing all this stuff at the same time. So I'm just going to place an arbitrary trade here, and it's a good time to put out this disclaimer. I'm going to put it in the chat also. Do not follow my trades. I repeat, do not follow my trades. Trading is an individual sport. You can team up and share ideas, but at the end of the day, personal accountability is the ultimate key. You have to be you're responsible for your own trade. So again, do not follow my trades for your safety. Make your own decisions. All right, so now I done put that disclaimer out. I'm not worried about that here. All right, so let me test this out. I'm only testing here. This is not I've said that enough. We know what we're doing.
Order submitted.
All right, doesn't seem to be getting much of a lag. Let me see.
Position opened.
Going through the emotions. And let's say I want to reverse here.
Position opened. Order filled.
That seems to be working out pretty smoothly. All right, this is gonna work. This is going to work. My main concern, I think I mentioned this before, my main concern was this VM that I'm running with Sierra chart. it is, very resource intensive, but I do have a gaming laptop, so
Order filled.
everything seems to be working in order.
Order filled.
Huh, okay. That was interesting. Something on my end that I realized, that I noticed. Let me go ahead and I can go ahead and kill this. Let me.
Position closed.
Okay. Okay. All right. So that worked out pretty well. So the way that I'm thinking about doing this, when I start the live stream again, I'm thinking about doing it on Mondays and Fridays. Start the week and end the week with a live stream. I think that's a good starting point. All right, and then the way that I want to say, the main thing that I've been kind of thinking about, or that's been why I haven't been doing it lately, is I want to make sure that I don't get distracted, because trying to trade and run a live and host a live stream is distracting, and it's hard to do both at the same time. So I just want to make sure that I don't get distracted unnecessarily and then start messing up my trades. And I want to be focused while I'm trading. So I'm saying all that to say, what I'm thinking about doing is I will come on in the pre-market hours and just, get off whatever I need to get off, do a pre-market check and just see how things are running, and maybe, give a little analysis of how I'm reading the market, right? And then once the open comes, I just focus on trading, keep everything going, keep everything running. It'll be more along the lines of the Futures Trade Radio side of things, to where, if you're familiar with my streams before, the title of that was what was it? Sounding the Bell. So Sounding the Bell is more so about narration and narrating what my perspective and how I'm reading the markets, and then how I'm executing, more or less. And then Futures Trade Radio is more so about the music. So the pre-market will be more so along the lines of Sound the Bell, where I'm doing my narration and I'm getting off any ideas and any key thoughts or gems or whatever that I may find relevant in that moment to share. And then once at the open, we'll go more Futures Trade Radio, to where it's just I'll just be playing the music, and then I'll be sharing my screen so you can see my executions if you're interested in that kind of thing. Again, don't follow what I do. This is not for you to. My thing is, great trades come from within. So if you're going to trade your best, it has to be from your own perspective and from your own strengths. So from that's why I'm saying don't follow my trades, not necessarily the whole disclaimer thing, the risk side of it, but more so if I'm going to, if you're going to be, really serious about this, you should definitely do it on your own and use your own edge and strengths and all that stuff, right? So anyway, getting back to the setup of how I'm going to run this. Pre-market analysis, breakdowns, sharing ideas, right? Blah, blah, blah. It'll be the talking portion of it. Then we'll get to the open, it'll be more so music, sharing my screen. And then once I'm done for the day, trading for the day, then I may go back in and do an analysis and a breakdown of what I did and all of that good stuff, right? So that's my train of thought from right now. And yeah, I've been really I'm a little hesitant to say, what days or what times I'm gonna do it, but I need to go ahead and commit. So we're gonna go ahead and commit to Mondays and Fridays. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and commit to Mondays and Fridays. I've been, been liking my cave lately and doing things on my own, trading solo, but I need to get back to MP3 trader business beyond just the other things that I do. And I'm still going to be doing the other side of the MP3 trader business, to where I'm reviewing things. And on that note, if you have anything that you want, if you're still watching this at this point, you haven't bored you to death with just rambling and talking about testing and all that stuff. If you have anything that you want to know about, any platforms, whatever it is, any platforms, anything trading related, primarily futures trading. I don't do Forex. I looked into it in 2017, kind of looked into it along the way throughout my journey, but I just not that interested in Forex. And my Forex knowledge is not strong enough for me to be giving advice or anything on that side of the game. So mostly futures related stuff, futures trading related stuff. If you got anything that you want to questions on stuff related to this, then go ahead and leave that in the chat, leave that in the comment section below, and I look into it, and if I have something to share on that, if I can be helpful in that way, I'll go ahead and make a video on it. Anything related to Sierra chart specifically, or multi-charts, I'm also looking into a couple other platforms, which is a TAS, I think that's how you say it, and I've been testing that out. And I'll probably end up looking at the Quant Tower and the Iron Beam and these other trading platforms. Any brokers that you may be interested in, like Tradeovate, AMP, Interactive Brokers, Tastyworks, I also have experience with them. Any questions on that, leave it in the comment section. If I have something, if I can answer it, I'll make a video on it. And definitely the funded trading side of the game. So all these prop firms, there's a lot that have been popping up lately, and I'm going to start looking into them and researching them and testing them out. I've already tested out Leeloo, Top Step, and Earn a Trade videos on this channel about all of those, and I'm looking at there's several more that I want to look into, and I make videos on and put together articles and stuff that I can put on mp3trader.com and put in the Ultimate Charting Guide and the Ultimate Trader's Guide. So I'm going resource heavy in terms of the business side of what I do here, right? Let's see if I got anything else I want to put out. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap things, just a little testing phase up for the day. Come up with a title for it. Everybody that stopped through, I appreciate you. And if you're watching this after the fact, I definitely appreciate you. And we'll see you Monday. Have a good weekend. Trade it easy.